Yeah, where have you been? Your son just run away from you.
I can't tell you.
I can't tell you because you're embarrassing too many people in shul.
Jojo, what's going on, Jojo?
How are you?
The rabbi there?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, Rabbi.
Let's open the Rambam Sefer Zeraim, Hilchot Maaser Sheni. Today is Tu B'Shvat.
Maaser, or is it there's several Maaser Sheni?
Okay, we can start from Maaser, then move Maaser Sheni. Two separate topics, Maaser and Maaser.
I can't find Maaser Sheni.
No, Maaser Sheni follows Maaser, but open
got
first Maaser.
Which Perek?
Yeah, Nathan, please open Rambam Sefer Zeraim, Hilchot Maaser. Today is Tu B'Shvat. Let's have understanding on a halacha that applies every day in Israel, every Jewish religious home, of course. In the cycle of 7 years, every farmer has to separate teruma and maaser. So teruma, you give every
Maaser.
to first, Nathan, first you have Hilchot Maaser, then you have Hilchot Maaser Sheni. So first the farmer has to give 2% to the Kohanim. So the income of the Kohanim was the teruma, chala, and the korbanot. Today, the Kohanim are considered tameh. We're not sure if they're real Kohanim or not, which means even though they have a direct link to Aaron, but in between something happened. So today, we separate, just an example. If a farmer has a vineyard, you can give 1 grape for 1,000,000 grapes, because anyway, no one is going to eat it. In the Torah, it's enough. So look now at the Rambam Hilchot Maaser, Halacha Aleph. So remember, Truma, normally in the Torah, you can give any amount, but the rabbis told us to give 2%. Today, we're not doing it. After it, Rambam, אחר שמפרישים תרומה גדולה, after you put away 2%, מפריש, so now I have 98 pounds left, מפריש 1 מ-10, 9.8 מן הנשאר, וזהו הנקרא מעשר ראשון. פה נאמר כי את מעשר בני ישראל אשר ירימו להשם, והמעשר הזה ללוויים זכרים ונקבות, שנאמר ולבני לוי הנה נתתי כל מעשר. So every crop in Israel from the day the Torah was given till Moshiach will come has to separate first teruma, which is done today, of course, in the religious communities, then Maaser Rishon. Now, why is the teruma only 2% and the Maaser is 10%? The Kohen has many sources of income besides the teruma. He has chala, he has all the korbanot, he has Terumat Maaser also, right? The Levi, this is the only income that he gets. He gets 10%, which, as Jojo says, he has to give 10% of that, which is 1% of the crop. Look a second to Halacha Bet. Maaser Rishon mutar be'achila liYisrael. And now Maaser Rishon doesn't have any kedusha in it, so everyone can eat. ומותר לאוכלו בטומאה, even if the Levi is טמא, whoever purchases it, שאין בו קדושה כלל. Fine. So now, this is also to make it easier on the Levi, yes? The Kohen, if I give Joseph 2% Truma, he and his children can eat. He can share it with other Kohanim. He cannot sell it to other people because they are not permitted to eat. Levi,
You can sell it to another Kohen.
right. But the other Kohen normally, the Gemara says, will buy it always at a discount. Because the Kohen, since there is a limited market,
Supply
for
and
this,
demand.
it's only for the Kohanim. So again, today, no one ever gave me Maaser. Why? No one. I'm not sure. Levi is not sure that he's a Kohen, but tens of generations we have Maaser. What?
I'm sure that
The Rambam, you didn't hear what I said, and I said many times, people take it. You're definitely linking to Kohen, to Aaron Kohen, but if you're a Kohen or not, only Moshiach on this side. Why? Because if 700 years ago, your grandmother was raped and she didn't tell anyone, and all the children that she had till today are hundreds of Chalalim. So you definitely link to, it's not you, it's not the people, you understand? Things are happening. If a woman doesn't talk about it, all his children after all the children afterwards are Chalalim. So look a second. Look at Halacha Gimel. There is Tu B'Shvat. We understand what is the real Tu B'Shvat besides the market application of the Tu B'Shvat.
It's funny. Yesterday, my wife bought the basket, the different thing. But we have nuts, we have fruits, everything separately.
But if you don't buy it, you didn't do anything. For the ladies, it's again, the halachic application is that wherever you go to Israel, any food by any relative that is not religious, you cannot have, yes? Unless you know for sure that these fruits and vegetables, Truma Maaser were taken. If you go to religious neighborhoods, no. If you have a relative in the north somewhere, they tell you, this is for my vineyard.
It's a problem.
It's not a problem, it's a soup.
Yeah.
There's also fruits and vegetables that are imported from Israel.
Right, sometimes you go to Costco.
You don't know what they eat.
Right. Look a second in Halacha Gimel. לוויים וכהנים מפרישים מעשר ראשון. Now, I'm a Levi. So if Joseph is supposed to give me מעשר, Jack is supposed to give me, am I supposed to separate מעשר anyway? I'm going to keep it. The answer is yes. Because you have to give 10% from your מעשר to others. So says the Rambam, לוויים וכהנים.
Into the ani, or
No, go ahead.
No, you give it to the Kohen.
But Rabbi, so if it's imported, if it's exported out of Israel, you just mentioned
Yeah, I've-
Costco.
You have to give, yeah.
So that means we shouldn't be buying,
No. Normally they advertise it. You have to see it.
no, but Costco doesn't advertise it. In other words, if there's fruit, if the oranges from Israel,
Yeah, but
and it's in Costco,
I think the majority of the stuff there. Well, I'm saying it because someone told me go to Costco now. They advertise now because they sell more, especially in Jewish neighborhoods.
wow.
They want people to buy
Israeli
the
products.
Israeli products.
Right, so maybe they list it, but in general, if we're in America, and we see some fruit or vegetable.
You
made in
follow
Israel-
majority.
Ah,
זה משהו אחר. So לוויים וכהנים מפרישים מעשר ראשון כדי להפריש ממנו תרומת מעשר. So we look what I give last night, just to make it more. Let's assume that this the beans here are grapes.
oh, well. Show and tell.
what are those?
The pink one, right, the pink ones are lentils.
Medicine.
So let's
Looks like medicine.
let's assume that this is 100 in the time of the Gemara. So I'm taking 2% and I make a bracha. Baruch atah Hashem, asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu להפריש תרומה. Now this is kadosh and I cannot touch it. Only he, if they are teorim. Now I'm taking 10.
Rabbi, you're acting now as a Levi, as Israel.
No, that's the.
Makes a difference. If I am the farmer.
And Kohen. You still can't eat it.
You know, you may Kohen, you have to keep it in the find the Kohen. Remember, this is grain. This is grain or grapes.
Grain, right?
Grain or grapes. Now, I'm taking 10%, and I'm saying, Baruch atah, asher kiddushanu להפריש מעשר. This now is maaser.
How many is that? 10?
10. It's really 9.8 now. Now, if I happen to be a Levi, I can keep it. However, see this, the lentil, I have to take 10% of this and put it aside, and this becomes terumat maaser.
Of this?
For mine.
You took
from
the
the 10.
from the.
No, from the 10.
Oh,
After this was declared maaser rishon, the
Portion
Levi,
of that.
right? In a minute you'll see.
How much is that?
No, see, it comes out to 1%. 1%. Correct. So באמת, you see in a minute that in many religious homes today, we see in a minute. Okay, so I have now maaser rishon, terumat maaser. Now,
With the religious homes today, what?
in a minute you'll see. Now,
If he has to be tahor or no?
no, we read in Rambam. Rambam says, maaser rishon. We said before, this is really the only source of income that he has. So the fact that there is no restriction, the fact that he can sell it to anyone he wants, it's a good source of income. Every farmer in Israel every year, 6 out of 7, has to give him 10%. There are no exceptions. Now,
He's like a jobber.
remember, on a cycle of 7 years, the first and the second, you have to take now 10 more %. Didn't count, I mean, 10.
I'll take your word for it.
First and second?
First, second, fourth, and fifth.
Oh, fourth.
They have to run. I have to separate maaser. חכה, לא, חכה. maaser sheni. So maaser sheni means either me or my son has to bring it to Yerushalayim and has to eat in Yerushalayim. Has to be in Yerushalayim for me.
Or redeem.
But there are restrictions. Now, there's no farmers that can spend weeks in Israel to finish it. So the idea was that all the poor and the needy will come to Yerushalayim or best again.
Oh, you can't redeem it, exchange it, this one?
If I leave it fat, and it's too heavy or too much, or might be spoiled, then I can redeem it on money.
But the
Actual
money,
real value.
But
it has to be spent in Yerushalayim.
I have the money, I have to buy food in Yerushalayim. It becomes kadosh of Kedushat Maaser
That
Sheni.
food you redeem is holy. So if I
Has
have
to be
like,
spent.
Right.
it's holy.
Yeah.
Anybody
So
can
you
eat it.
have to buy food.
can't pay
The
the hotel.
pasuk says, "V'natata ba." No, the pasuk says, "V'natata b'bakar b'tzon b'yayin u'b'shulchan."
Taxi driver.
This fruit, if I redeemed it in tzfat, if I redeemed it in tzfat, I can sell it to anyone I want because the kedusha was transferred from here to the money.
Oh, yeah.
I bring it to Yerushalayim and I buy fruit in Yerushalayim. I'm redeeming it now from the money to the food.
What years is that again? 2?
1, 2, 4, and 5.
1, 2, 4, 5. Out of
What
7.
happened to the poor person?
So wait.
1, 2, 4, 5 out of 7.
Out of 7.
Out of 7. So Maaser Rishon is every 6 out of 7. The reason I'm saying 6 is because by 7 all the fruit are Hefker. Hefker is Patu for Maaser.
Okay.
הפקר, only because it's הפקר. Now this is 4 out of 6. However, this is mine. So I'm not really losing. If I'm a regular farmer, I give 10%, 2% to the coins. A regular farmer gives every year 12% to his coins. He has to give really 22%, but this remains his. Yes.
No, but there's Maser Ani 2 years.
Okay.
What do you mean it remains his? He gives it, but it remains his.
It's my.
Oh, you
yeah.
eat it in Yerushalayim.
I believe
Right.
in Yerushalayim.
If he doesn't go to Shalim, he's out.
If he doesn't go to Yerushalayim, he has to give it to someone to give it out in
Then
Yerushalayim.
it's really.
Then he
his
could be
personal.
out.
But normally, you have to look at the big picture. Normally, before Sukkot, hundreds of thousands, not tens of thousands,
Shalosh Regalim.
descended on
It's
Yerushalayim.
more than going to deal.
Descended on Yerushalayim.
What's the purpose of Maser Sheni? Why did the Torah make?
It's a good question. So Tosafoti Barabbata says, the Torah wants once a year send one of your family members to Yerushalayim to be in the environment of Yerushalayim. This way, when he comes back,
I'm going 3 times a year.
What?
I'm going 3 times a year.
This forces you.
No, I'm saying, Hashem Yishmerenu, the guy is legally patur from Aliyah Regel, he's handicapped, he's old, he's this. Every family, remember, every family sends it. As remember, this is the pasuk, Ki V'tzion Tetzeh Torah, Dvar Hashem Yerushalayim. What do you do in Yerushalayim? Do you have movies, no stadiums? So normally, you go to learn, you talk this, if you talk to most boys that go to Israel for a year, you talk about the experience they have. Learning, more, yes, that's it.
It sticks with them for life.
Now, on the third semi, and the sixth, third and sixth, so this every year, instead of this, I'm giving myself
Same quantity?
10%. The word maaser always,
Oh, Maser.
1/10.
maaser always,
Yes, sir.
maaser. So remember again, in a cycle of 7, 1, 2, 4, 5, I give this and this, and on the third and sixth, now,
It's the same though.
when-
Take those and give it to Ani.
right,
Maser Sheni
now
is Ani.
in reality, most of it goes to the Aniyim anyway.
Because
Because as a
Kach
farmer,
אומרים, ככה אומרים.
no, because in reality, כמה אתה יכול לאכול בירושלים? Your business is, you're a farmer.
Only Ochel in Yerushalayim.
אוכל לירושלים, אמרנו.
So only if I'm an Ani, I only want to live in Yerushalayim. I don't want to live in Tel Aviv. I don't want to live in Be'er Sheva.
It's right.
So
No.
you fill
Yeah,
Yerushalayim
the
with Ani.
Aniyim, most year, all year round, you had food stands for food. People know what people have to tell you. No, what people have to tell
Soup
you.
kitchen.
There's plenty.
But only in Yerushalayim.
People are needed only on the third and 6th year.
Just said that this 10% in reality, out of it, and
Then why do you make exception for the 3rd year and 6th year, Rabbi? If it is something that you do it anyway.
because here, if I want and I bring my family to stay in the plaza, I can eat this. For the third and the sixth, you must give it to them.
Open
Here,
up
this is-
low-income housing in Yerushalayim.
Go now to the Rambam, Hilchot Maaser Sheni. Go now to the Rambam, Hilchot Maaser Sheni here. You see, Maaser Sheni, Sammy, has some restrictions, unlike Maaser Rishon. You go a few pages later. So this is basically when we fall into Tu B'Shvat. When does the second year start? When does the first year start?
Rabbi, I still don't understand. Why do they have 3rd year and 6th year different?
So, but listen again. On the third and sixth, you cannot take one grape from the 10%.
Mandatory.
On the first, second, fourth, you can eat everything. All this you can eat in your family.
How about the poor people? They need it
What?
all every year.
Yes, yes, on the poor people just as needy as.
So what?
So you have an obligation to give charity anyway.
Leked Shechem Peah.
רגע שכחה פאה, look a second.
Maaser Ani sounds a lot. Sounds like you will.
I have no idea how much it comes out. We talk about every farmer in Israel. Here. Look at the Rambam Halacha Aleph, Hilchot Maaser Sheni.
You're sort of right. It should be
Maaser Sheni,
Every
you have to go, if you have
one
this book, go to page 97. שמים הלכות מעשר שני, רמב"ם, ספר זרעים, הלכות מעשר שני. Good morning, Eli. This library is in the shul. I see all the books.
Hi, yeah, sure.
We are learning the
Sure.
report of Aleph Aleph. Here the Rambam is very clear. רמב"ם ספר זרעים, מילה הלכות מעשר שני, פרק א'. אחר שמפרישים מעשר ראשון בכל שנה, as we did before, באמת, it's first it's תרומה, then מעשר ראשון, מפרישים מעשר שני, שנאמר, עשר תעשר את כל תבואת זרעך. מה זה עשר תעשר? ובשנה שלישית ושישית, third and sixth, מפרישים מעשר עני, חלף, instead of מעשר שני.
So if we're gonna give Maaser Ani those 2 years,
We're not
instead-
giving מעשר שני.
but so what are the Levim to eat those 2 years?
The מעשר ראשון, the Levim always, every year, 6 out of 7, Nathan, they get מעשר ראשון, they are guaranteed forever.
Okay,
The מעשר שני, the מעשר שני is the poor, if the Levim are poor, they can get this poor.
Maaser Ani, the 3rd and 6th years מפורשת בתורה.
כן, עוד מעט,
מפורשת.
עוד מעט תראה. באחד בתשרי, says רמב"ם, באחד בתשרי הוא ראש השנה למעשר. ראש השנה למעשר רפואות, תבואה וקטניות, ירקות. My farm is 5 types of grains,
Oh, not fruit.
not food.
Not fruit.
ט"ו בשבט, ט"ו בשבט, says רמב"ם, בכל מקום שנאמר ראש השנה סתם הוא אחד בתשרי, וב-15 בשבט, today,
Yeah.
ראש השנה למעשר האילנות, for food. הרמב"ם continues giving us examples. Listen carefully what he says now. כיצד? תבואה וקטניות, wheat, barley, or lentils, beans, שהגיעו לעונת המעשר לפני ראש השנה. עונת המעשר, approximately a third or 50% grown already, and you can eat it, של שלישית, אף על פי שנגמרו ונאספו בשלישית, מפרישים מהם מעשר שני.
What is שלישית?
אני אסביר את זה.
The last third of the year?
First, second, every year in the cycle
Oh, the
of
cycle.
7,
Oh,
the
the third
cycle.
cycle.
He says, if the end of the summer, this was a sunny summer, and basically the wheat and barley are almost ripe, but I didn't pick them till after Rosh Hashanah, which is the third. What am I giving now? Maaser Ani or Maaser Sheni? Says Rambam, תבואה וקטניות, שהגיעו לעונת המעשרות, לפני ראש השנה של שלישית, אף על פי שנגמרו, they are completely ripe, ונאספו and collected בשלישית, מפרישים מהם מעשר שני. So remember, the key is, when did it become edible?
And not when it's picked.
Right, not when it's picked, correct. In a minute you'll see.
Wow.
ואם לא באו לעונת המעשרות, אלא אחר ראש השנה, but if they are not edible until after ראש השנה שיש שלישית, מפרישים מהם מעשר עני. Good, so this is by
So
grade.
Rabbi, does that usually go by region or does that usually go by
Normally-
farm?
Normally it's by region.
Right, because it'll all be edible at the same time.
Depends a lot also, when did you plant your field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that planted a month
Late,
earlier,
yeah.
it grows a month earlier, most likely it's becoming edible before. But in general, all the farmers used
They
to
do
do
the
the
same
same.
system.
No, but maybe grains and vegetables and legumes are different timing also. The harvest of wheat is one thing, the harvest of fruits and vegetables
No,
may be
no,
another
no,
thing.
no, that's for sure
So-
that it has to do with that. But he's talking about when is it edible?
Yeah.
The minute it's edible, and this is the
That's
first
when it-
year or
that's when
second
it
year,
clicks in.
my assertion, if it's becoming edible. Look further now. וכן פירות האילן. פירות האילן, this is ט"ו בשבט. Dates, pomegranates, etc. שבאו לעונת המעשרות קודם 15 בשבט של שלישית. It's the same example, yes? If my fruit is edible before today, but see, here, this is why the question is important. If you live in the north of Israel, it's much colder there.
Yeah.
If you live in the middle, it's much warmer.
It could be ready.
So
now.
it could be if I have a pomegranate tree and I live in the center, it was already edible much before. Here, it's two farmers of same fruit.
Israel, all the fruits of Israel last a long time. They don't have bananas, things that rot,
It's interesting. No, but grapes,
Wow.
it's a thing.
right?
Same.
bananas.
Rimon, date, fig, rimon.
The list.
About the grapes. As the Gemara says, what happens if I have to grapes really spoil after?
Grapes is a
So
problem.
this is why the Gemara says that by grapes you can bring the raisins also.
You can bring what?
Raisins. Raisins are grapes,
Triple
it's dry
grapes.
grapes.
Which means if you are the farmer in the north, yes, and you really
That's great.
insist of bringing your
If I make
food.
it into wine, I can
Oh,
bring
so
wine.
later we'll see in a minute. Oh, good question.
You said raisins.
Good.
wine.
Look a second.
What am I gonna eat? I
וכן
can't
פירות
eat it, I can't
האילן,
go-
וכן פירות האילן שבאו לעונת המעשרות קודם 15 בשבט, אף על פי שנגמרו, even though they were collected ונאספו אחרי כן, בסוף שנה שלישית, מתעשרים לשעבר. So remember, it's easy way to order. All the grain, right? ראש השנה, all the food to בשבט.
What year of the cycle are we in now?
I'm embarrassed to tell you I forgot. I wanted last night to check and I forgot. No, last night, it's important to know. Good. Now listen to this now. Etrog, believe it or not.
So this still applies to farmers in Israel.
But
Only in Israel.
every year, Karma Mizrahi. Right? Karma Mizrahi is
Yeah.
very good
It's a big
akshir.
winery.
Publicly, they show you how they spill out thousands of gallons. There's nothing. Why this? Look a
You
second.
can't do anything. with
This is the point.
Maaser Sheni is-
This Terumat Maaser, no, the Maaser is not the problem, but remember, they put aside what we did now, they do the wine. Okay? So they put aside
Tirumah
Terumat.
is
They take
lost.
Maaser,
It's lost.
Terumat is lost, but before you came, we said, in our Torah, one grape is good for 1,000,000 grapes.
Tirumah
Symbolic.
For Terumat, in our Torah,
has to be 2%.
no, in the Rabbanan. In our
Oh,
Torah,
the
one
Rabbanan.
is good. So today, because it's going to be wasted anyway, we take one grape. Take one grape for
We call
trillion.
it Baal Tashchit
No,
because of that.
No, not only
You don't
that,
wanna waste it.
because
But he doesn't want to waste his
even-
profit.
because even if even if I give it to Joseph is a
You can't-
tameh.
You can't.
לא יכול.
You have
A
to
is
waste
not
it.
true. It's not true. Eli is a Kohen, but it's
Yeah,
definitely tameh accidentally. If you eat a truma tameh,
doesn't help.
right? Now,
Rabbanan 2%.
זה מאוד מעניין. So up till now we spoke about grain, we spoke about food. Go now to Alachat Dalet.
Rabbi, we're in the third year of the cycle. I looked it up.
Oh, great.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, so then this year you
Oh,
will need a.
Yes, Maher. Thank you. Where did you look that?
Where'd you find it? Google?
Google. Eli, we cannot hear you.
In Google.
Google.
It actually went to AI, but
Oh,
The Google today has Gulf of America now. No more Google Gulf of Mexico.
now look in Alachat Dalet in Rambam. So remember again, so again, the grain is מתחייב במעשר משי edible. Before Rosh Hashanah or after Rosh Hashanah. Fruit, edible, but to Bishvat. Now look at Dalet. Hayerek, vegetables. Vegetables. בשעת לכיתתו איסורו. לכיתתו. Not if the tomato is getting red, but it's still under
Oh,
the ground.
Not harvested.
Not the right type.
Exactly.
Like
לכיתתו. Look for the case. תשמע, אם נלקט ביום ראש השנה של שלישי, אף על פי שבא לעונת המעשרות, even though it was edible already a day before, מפרישים ממנו מעשר עני, נלקט ברביעית מעשר של... So see now, the Israeli rabbinate in the 50s, in the 40s, it was much easier to control because more or less, today you have so many farms, but there was met every farm in Israel, every kibbutz, every moshav, every farm. So this is part of the supervision. You go to Machne Yehuda to buy it. It says Rabbi Yoivit and Rabbi Shalom, the author of Shmirat Shabbat Gilchata, told us, this is in the 60s, he went to a very kosher hotel and he said to the Mashgiach, I'm not here to investigate you. But tell me how you mafrish to the mind. He says to him, come
Hotel?
In a hotel, it's a big hotel.
The farmers.
You cannot count on the farmer when you buy. So what they do, this is why I told him, I'll give an example. I used to visit my parents. So I used to go to buy a lot of fruits and vegetables on Sunday, as I can. The guy says to me, the Mashgiach wasn't here. The only way in the real religious communities is the Mashgiach goes to your fruits and vegetable store, and he basically realize what he's doing. He's taking only 1.001 of the crop. They have 100 parts, but he has to do it. This way you know for sure. In a hotel, of course.
Wait. How much does he have to take?
1.001.
So what is that? One is.
No, 1.001.
One is for mass.
It's only the mass. Everything he keeps. When he was putting the grape is bichlal. This is one grape, one piece of watermelon, one piece of a plum, one grape. Nothing.
Okay.
No, but this Maaser Rishon is 10%.
So what do you do?
The farmer keeps it because I don't know which of the to give it to. But since I have to take 10% of the Maaser Rishon, this cannot be it. So you put it in a plastic bag and you dispose it. This is really much. Anyway, the Rabbi Novi told me, as the Mashgiach said to him, come, I'll show you how we do it. As it happened, he got a big ship. Yes. Remember, it's a big hotel. Cucumbers, tomatoes, whatever. He said to him, I'm taking 100 cucumbers. Cucumbers, you have to do mafresh and cucumbers. Plums and plums. And this guy thought that.
Oh, one for everything.
Oh, package.
I said, the Rabbi told him, no one is going to find it out. He didn't tell us the name either. He says, come, let's sit together and let's go over it. Teach you how to do it. The guy kissed his hand. You understand? There's no
ingredient. Every ingredient.
This is the point. Call me now. My wife, this is, I guess, also in the 60s, 70s. An American bull, took her out of this. They went to the David Hotel. They took my wife like salad very much. They did salad. It's smart. But at that time, so my wife noticed that the boy takes a piece of red pepper, puts aside, a piece of cucumber. My wife is very artistic.
Very colorful.
Very artistic.
And he's making a design.
He says to her, I'm taking to my Maaser. She told me in life, she never heard it. I'm taking to my Maaser and what we are about to eat. It means right. You saw how many vegetables are in there.
One for each. One piece.
Now here is
Small portion.
so when I told you that this Mashgiach can keep the Maaser fine, what do you do with the Maaser Sheni? The Maaser Sheni is Kadosh. So every religious family, every Maaser Sheni in Israel, if you have friends in all the real, No, Kadosh means that if you are Tameh, you cannot. No, Shema. So everyone has a coin. And you say, and this Maaser Sheni is redeemed on the coin that I designated to Maaser Sheni. Every time when I come, the coin eventually, you have to throw. אין, אבל גם אין, גם בירושלים, מה תעשה בירושלים? אם תאכל את זה בירושלים, let's say I have a farm, so let's say I'm going to the Old City and I'm buying grapes, בסדר? But if I'm tameh, I cannot eat them, so למעשה, what you take with the coin at the end, you bury it. Because the money as kedusha is done today by every go. If you have good friends,
Money, bury?
Even though the coin is a phenomenal value compared to the value of the vegetable.
Oh, so this is the question.
What's it?
What penny or is it
In the time of Bet HaMikdash, if I have 100 pounds of grapes, maaser sheni, and the market value is $1, so I have to redeem it for $1.25. Because you have to have 50. If I took the $100 value and I took it on a penny, but the avad is good. So today we do it on a penny only. Which means that through the year, if you take 10 shekel coin, you can do it 50 times, yes?
Okay, back to the salad. I ordered salad, we took out, right? But my son, my daughter, my husband orders that. Do we all have to do it?
No,
Yes,
you have to. So 7 salad
When-
does it.
From his plate or a master plate?
But they each one gets served
No,
an individual plate.
I know, but it comes from the same kitchen.
Oh,
It comes from
okay.
the same
Yeah.
farm.
Oh, you're doing it for
Yeah.
the, so the other family doesn't have to do it if I do it.
If you did it right, you don't have to do it. I mean,
You have to have.
you have in mind. I mean,
I don't eat there when some other chanyak more than me is eating salad.
but today, this is part of the.
Today,
the routine.
No, but today, in the culture, this is very, very strongly. Every cake that you buy, what do you think you need about that?
Right.
Trumot
It's
u'masrot
not
are the
just the
biggest problem.
ingredients and what you're eating, it's the whole.
Source.
If you
It's
buy
like- it's
every
actually
bottle
banana
of wine, produced in Israel, it says it too carefully. Trumot u'masrot were taken. The advantage or disadvantage, any way you look at it, if it's made in California, you have the problem at all. Made in Spain, you have the problem at all. But
made in Gaza.
it's
It's made in
Depends.
America, what's the
Depends.
problem? It's
Depends
America.
when we take possession of it.
so no, this is a serious
No,
problem.
if even
Yeah.
if Gaza,
No,
even Gaza became America.
Syria.
Even
Sam,
Gaza
Sam,
became
Sam,
America,
Sam.
right?
Hey, Sam, the point is,
Right, because
if
was
it
Israel.
grew by Goyim from A to Z,
That's another story.
Patuma, ברוב הדברים.
Even in Israel.
Even in
Did
Israel.
they transfer
Ah.
ownership?
זה מחלוקת בגמרא, זה
Oh,
מחלוקת.
so I'm gonna do the Pesach sketch, the Hamas sketch.
So how does it become kosher when it's grown by goyim?
Doesn't become
It's
kosher.
kosher.
The fact that the land is
It
owned
never
by
became
a goy evaporates the kedusha of Eretz Israel from the fruit. The reason why you take to the minute it grew by him, and I bought it already after me.
Oh, so you just bought the grapes from him, and then
I'm not the
you make the wine.
grapes. If
Oh,
I
you need to make the wine.
if I'm signing a contract with an Arab,
Ah, okay.
I'm buying your
Grapes.
grapes and I'm sending my people to harvest it, then I'm chayav.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about I was a kid in '67, right after
Yeah.
I remember Arab ladies every Sunday come, fresh figs, fresh grapes. This is exactly the case.
I'll do it. But you can't do the Hamas sketch.
תשמע. Let's say, תקשיב.
I sell it to him, I buy it back, I sell it to you.
Don't they do that the year that you're not allowed?
No, it's only when, who actually grew it, you're saying, right? Who actually grew it?
זה מחלוקת בגמרא, זה נקרא האם יש כוח בגוי להפקיע קדושת ארץ ישראל או לא.
Wow, מפקיע קדושה ארץ ישראל?
לא, as long as he owns the land, זה השאלה. לא לגבי תרומות ומעשרות, זה לא ארץ ישראל, זה ארץ ישראל. קדושה, אבל זה לומדים את זה מפסוקים, all this stuff.
Wow.
Let's see if I know what the
מפקיע קדושה. ארץ ישראל קדושה is
No, but today you cannot rely on it.
What am I gonna say?
Not because Arab, because
Apikoros, who was really like a goy, I'm gonna mafkiya the
חס
kedusha.
ושלום. לא, באמת שלא.
What about a Jew in Syria? Jew has land
Okay,
in
so if you
Syria.
want, I'll show you. I'll show you a minute, show you.
Not what part of it is
Lower Syria,
halal.
lower.
So מדרבנן, only מדרבנן.
Syria is like a part of Israel, but it's the rabbi saying that
Some descriptions of Israel go to Syria,
three levels. You have Israel, Syria, and the rest of the world.
Well, it happens to be
Wow.
fascinating.
Gaza
גזה נחשב
partly
מארץ
conquered by
בארץ
Jews.
ישראל ממש.
Philistine lived
It's
there.
Israel, what's
What's that, what's the hard
What's the
to
question?
understand?
I'm talking the time of Yeshua.
And
And
he's
it's
asking,
Israel.
is it part of Eretz Israel?
even David didn't control Gaza.
I know, but if you remember, Shimshon went and picked up the gates of Gaza. Remember?
When we go, when we talking about?
One of the descriptions of Eretz Israel goes to Mitzrayim. I mean, there's 3-4 different descriptions that
With the
are
Rabbanan,
consistent.
all the states, with the Rabbanan, all the states around Israel. With the Rabbanan, all the states around Israel.
Are
Chayav with the Rabbanan, Teruma Maaseh. The main reason was to make sure that the Aniyim that live in this city is getting מעשר שני, זה עיקר הסיבה הייתה שיהיה לעניים איפה לאכול. Why should the rabbi tell me in Syria to give מעשר ראשון?
No, because like one of the descriptions in the Torah had
Okay,
it's Safek. What is the definition of Israel is very not so clear.
That's Israel. No?
Aleppo could be Israel.
Aleppo.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Syria and Gaza and Mitzrayim. Sinai, different.
You let me read one
The
more.
borders are.
Eli, how is the weather there, Eli?
It's beautiful here. No, it's beautiful.
But yes, it's not as bad as before.
Yes. I heard it's gonna be warm in the 40s.
Look at seven.
The whole month.
Okay, if you want really, I'll read you here. So Sammy, listen to this, Jack Ephesus, because the Rambam says, okay, we should have looked before, it's in Chot Terumot. The Rambam says, נמצא כל העולם כולו לעניין מצוות התלויות בארץ, מתחלק לשלושה חלקים. ארץ ישראל, סיריה וחוץ לארץ. Okay? Now, Eretz Israel is divided, עולה בבל, עולה מצרים. Okay? Then he tells you, Ezo Eretz, what is considered now?
What is Syria?
Ezo is Syria, לארץ כנגד ארם נהריים וארם סובה. בכל יד,
Aram Naharaim.
where is ארם נהריים? זה קצת into Iraq.
It's
Goy.
very far.
That's not.
Very far.
גוי, אני לא יודע אם זה אותו הרב, גוי שקנה קרקע בארץ ישראל הלכה למעשה, רמב"ם says, לא הבקיעה מן המצוות, אלא הרי בקדושתה. לפיכך, אם חזר ישראל וקנה ממנו, it's still קדוש, yes? אלא מפריש תרומות ומעשרות, but what is by the גוי? פירות הגוי שגדלו בקרקע שקנה בארץ ישראל, אם נגמרה מלאכתם ביד גוי, the Arab lady who sold my mother the figs, פטורים מכלום. You buy it from an Arab. Today, if you buy in the old city food, perhaps they bought it from a Jewish farmer, but if you know for sure, you go to Hebron. Okay, today no one will do it, but you go to Hebron, yes?
So that means people like you in those days, maybe like your parents, would prefer to buy from a Arab because the Jew was
theoretically, because the Arab ladies at that time,
he didn't do anything.
at 67, have a nice day, Eli.
Zero.
So the
Thank you, you too, Rabbi. Thank you.
Like